Hop on. Might check that out after the tournament. Write it down. Now we got Ace Queen. Raise it up after one limper, make it one big blind more, so bump it up to 4 times the big blind, get a call up from big blind, and we lead out again. And he rebumps us to 450 on such a board, so there's nothing I can do. I just fold. And play a weak ace there. And we're gonna play, what was that, Jack 3 offsuit. All this open limping, in my opinion, is pretty horrible. Very rarely do it. Most times I attack, come in for a raise. Now the king queen raises it up. Good play, gains position, flops top 2 pair, makes the same bet again and gets a call from jack 9, which is pretty horrible. Jack 9 calls again and catches a jack on the river. They check it down and jack 9 loses, calling with a gut shot. Pretty bad play, out of position. Maybe on flop to peel a card, but definitely not calling that bet on turn. It's just bad. Got a suited ace there in position, so I overlimp. Catch nothing on flop, so ace on shoves, jacks on calls, and king 6 gets in. I check it down because of the straight, and ace 7 scoops the pot. No cooler coming up, I guess, depends on how they play it. Now, oh, look at that. The aces only called there from the big blind after he was the last guy to act, and 3 other guys had called a bet of 60, and the pot was given 214 chips, and he just called another 60 to make the pot 300. That is so bad, really. Now the jacks have flopped pretty strong hand. The aces check it on flop. Hey, what's going on? The aces check it on flop. Now they bet the turn. And the jacks go on slow playing. Now 10 comes, which is a pretty scary card for the aces and for the jacks. Nevertheless, the aces overbet the pot now. And the jacks even re-raised. The aces call, and jacks didn't re-raise for all their chips, left them 395, I don't know why. So we had 2 players that played their hand. Well, you can't criticize Gizmo too much, but I think he's got to raise there on the turn. And the way the aces played their hand, they've absolutely no clue. Okay, now we get aces. We get a limp from 10-8 suited, we get a raise to 90 from pocket 9s. I would make it 120 there with pocket 9s, or I'll limp, and I'll make it 300. I'm in a good position relevant to these 2 guys that showed interest, so let my raise be smaller than the time where I was out of position against the other guy. So the flop comes down pretty harmless for me. We got 10-8 with no chips left, shoving all in with top pair. It's not a bad play at all, but he shouldn't have seen the flop in the first place because of my re-raise. There was a bad play. And the nines now re-shove with one overcard. It's a reasonable assumption that they are sometimes had against ace high holdings like ace king, but here we had a limper, we had a raise and a re-raise pre-flop. And should have sensed that I was pretty strong, and I don't know if he has to get his chips in there. He probably should have folded pre-flop, wouldn't have gotten him into this misery on a not so scary flop for pocket nines. And now I call with the aces, and he's in terrible shape. Good game him. Definitely overplayed his pocket nines. Okay, and there's an interesting hand. At first I thought I made a mistake in this hand, but I reviewed the odds, so it was actually fine. We'll just watch it and go through it afterwards again. Okay, this is it. I lose the pot against the king 9, so let's start it over. Raised under the gun with 10 jack suited. I've got a lot of chips now. It's somewhat questionable because the big blind is not does not have that many chips. Other shorties might jump in. There's a lot of action at this table, but I decided I want to get involved with a rather good holding. I'm not that bad at pass flop, probably pretty good compared to the field here. So I decided to raise it up in early position, maybe represent a bigger hand. I flop an open-minded straight round, a big blind shoves all in, and I fairly quickly called here. I don't want to re-raise. If he now shoves this guy with 1,000 chips or this guy with 1,500, I have to call, of course, but I can escape if one C-node decides to get aggressive and re-raise me with a stronger holding, and then I can escape and have still a lot of chips left and no great damage is done. So just flat called instead of raising with my open-ended straight draw and 2 overcards. I really am not so sure about whether this was a good play. Against his cards, I'm actually a 52% favorite at this time on the flop, so it's okay to make the call. Actually a good call, but I don't know, maybe because of the other hands involved. After me, 3 guys, one of which could crush me. Maybe I should fold, not sure. However, I don't hit my draw anyways and lose a couple of chips that hand. I check. 6s lead out, 8s re-raise, and I'm done. I'm not calling a gut shot there. For 2 calls on the button obviously makes a completely senseless bet on the turn, and they check it down. Ship it to 10-8 offsuit. 6 is limp. Raise. We fold our ace-8 off and small blind. 6 is flop a full house and have nothing better to do than to just ship all the chips in, completely overbet in the pot, and get nothing out of it. And they showed